Some of you who have been following my channel kind of realize this spot over here is the section of the corner of my patio where the banana trees are. I'm putting in a pond right over here. It's going to be about 130 square feet roughly. You can see I already took the fence out. It's sitting over there on the patio. Squirrel feeder is still sitting there. The bird bath is still there. That's going to go away because it doesn't need to be there once a pond is in. But it's going to cover, I'll just kind of draw it out with my finger. It's going to kind of come out around here, a little bit further out than where you see all this gravel, come back in around, dip down like this, go up, and then back in over here. Over on that side over there, there's going to be two little waterfalls coming off of a little bog area up here where they call bog filter or wetlands filter. And the pump will be down here on this side in a bucket, basically, in the pond. And there'll be a narrow inflow for the skimmer to work, which the pond pump itself is actually going to act as the skimmer at the same time. I'm probably going to need about 4 to 5 tons worth of boulders to line the edges. There's going to be a step down, about probably like, it's not going to be a regular shape, but about a foot, and then by about a foot drop down, a foot horizontal, foot down, and it's going to be a maximum of 3 feet deep in the center. It's not going to be the exact shape that I kind of drew out. It's going to be kind of like a wavy edge to look more like a natural occurrence, I guess. I did say before how I was going to be putting in a pond and not keep fish tanks anymore. And obviously the banana trees that are in here now, which haven't come up yet because we're not even in spring yet, but those are going to come out. I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse those and put those somewhere up on the edge. I may or may not do that. But what I am going to be doing through this entire process, this has been a lot of planning. There's going to be a liner and everything. I had to do a lot of figuring and calculating, but I'm going to be time-lapsing this whole process, and I'll probably be making at least one video where I put this whole pond in here. Alright, so that is the end of the time lapse and part 1. I'm going to go over a couple things here before I end the video so you can kind of see what I did here. Let me explain what I was doing in the video if you didn't notice. So over here, this was part of the French drain that was underneath the part over there that I had removed. I'll talk about that in a second here. That was actually removed because it would more or less just be in the way and doesn't need to be there. So the rest of the French drain pipe is underneath all this gravel that goes down about 1.5 to 2 feet over here, but that pipe is underneath all that right now. I had to dig that out to do something else, which is actually this here. You can see that this is some flexible downspout. Well, it's just downspout piping. It's the stuff you use to redirect the water away from a house. I had 3 of these lengths. They were like 10 bucks a piece a long time ago. I had 3 of these lengths just in storage because I wasn't using them anymore, and it just so happened to be this was the perfect amount to make a channel underneath all of this gravel here to run my electrical cords to the pump. This is a GFCI outlet, and then the wires will come out of this. This is this is not meant to be any kind of permanent conduit. This is just tubing to feed the wires through, with just the plug ends, and then a water line if I want to have a top-off system for the pond. There's going to be a cover over that just temporarily, I just got a rock on there for now. So that runs underneath all of this here, and then it comes out over here, and what I did is I took a, this is just a hand wipe container. This little thing here, you pull the little things out, little wipes. So what I have here is, I just repurposed it, so there's where that channel comes out with the downspout tubing. And then this is just a little bucket here. It's about, I don't know, about 10 inches deep, and I have holes in the bottom so that any water that gets in there drains out. So this is just where the wires are going to come out of here, and they're going to go where the pump is over here. And that maybe for lighting as well. And then also the water line, as I mentioned before, which will come out of here for a top-off system if I want to do that, or if I just want to capture water from my downspout from a reservoir and then do that. But that's all kind of up in the air right now. This is more or less just a junction point for the wires to come out. So if I want to run any wires that way to where the waterfalls are going to be, which is over there, well, it might just be one waterfall, I can just do that real easy without it being exposed. I'll be able to tuck the wire in over there if I need to do that. Also, you saw a line coming from over here to over here, and that's a disconnected gas line. There used to be a pool, an in-ground pool that was all the way over here, and the guy who lived here before heated his pool with that was like, I think, a 1-inch gas line. It's completely disconnected. It's always been disconnected. I just cut it off underneath the dirt there and then recovered it up, and it pulled out. It was actually going up in the video. You probably saw it was going up over here towards my little planter. It's actually laying on the ground right there right now. I'll probably end up saving that actually. But it actually runs out. See the little flag right there? It runs straight into the house, and maybe in the future I might use that for a conduit for something else, so I'm just going to leave that part there. Over here there's some landscaping fabric. Underneath that is a bunch of these rocks, kind of channels down pretty deep into the dirt there, and then over here is where that pipe starts, right underneath this channel that I put in there, the downspout channeling, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure the actual name of it. Flexible downspout plastic stuff, if you want to call it that. But that stops there. The French drain tubing is underneath that and stops there. I'm going to be reusing that French drain tubing there with the perforations in it. I'm going to be cutting that in half horizontally. And then over here, this is where the bog filter is going to be, or sort of is now, I guess. There's going to be a 1.25 inch pipe, flexible PVC, that's going to come from around this side of the pond over here where the inlet is for the skimmer. It'll run around the edge and come around here and then go into here. So that's dug 2 feet deep. It's actually got water in it right now. It filled up overnight. The tubing will go down on this side, and then the piping will be laying in the bottom this way, half of it. The tubing that goes down in there from the pump will be at a 90 at the end of it. We'll be flushing water that way, and then there will be a 6-inch pipe that comes up this way for a clean out. So all the debris is going to get pushed towards that side. Sorry, it's shaky. It's a little bit chilly out here. It's going to be pushed towards that side over there, and then once a year I'll just stick a pump down in the tube and suck out all the debris, and then back flush the gravel, because on top of that's going to be all gravel and crushed boulders. It'll flow down in over here, where the waterfall will be right here. So that's about it right now for part 1, I guess. Thanks for watching.